Let me ask you something honest. What number is in your bank account right now? Not your salary, not what you're expecting next month, right now, today. Because for most people, that number is either zero or something that makes them quietly anxious every time they check it. And here's what nobody tells you about money. It's not the millions that change your life. It's the first 10,000. That one number, $10,000, is the real turning point. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why. Not theory, not motivation, just the truth about what happens to your mind, your habits, and your entire life once you cross that number. But first, let's talk about where most people are stuck. You're working, maybe even working hard, but at the end of every month, the money just disappears. Bills, food, small purchases you barely remember making, and you tell yourself, once I earn more, I'll start saving. But that day never really comes, because the problem isn't your income. The problem is that you've never built the skill of keeping money. And that skill, that's what the first $10,000 actually teaches you. Here's what changes when you hit that number. Change number one, your brain rewires around abundance. Most people grow up with a scarcity mindset without even knowing it. Every financial decision feels like a threat. Should I buy this? Can I afford that? What if something goes wrong? That low-level money anxiety runs in the background of your life like an app draining your battery. You don't even notice it, but it's exhausting you. When you build your first $10,000, something shifts. Not because $10,000 solves all your problems. It doesn't. But because for the first time, you have proof. Proof that you can do it. Proof that money can accumulate. Proof that your financial situation is something you control. That proof rewires your thinking. You stop making decisions from fear and start making them from clarity. And clarity is where real financial growth begins. Change number two. Emergencies stop destroying you. Here's a scary truth. Most people are one unexpected bill away from financial panic. A medical emergency, a broken phone, a car repair, and suddenly everything falls apart. They borrow money, skip rent, or fall into debt just to survive a single bad week. But when you have $10,000 sitting quietly in your account, you create something money experts call a buffer, a gap between you and disaster. That buffer doesn't just protect your wallet, it protects your decisions. Because when you're not panicking, you think clearly. You don't take the wrong job out of desperation. You don't accept bad terms just because you need the money now. You have options, and options are power. Change number three. You start seeing money differently. Before $10,000, money feels like water in your hands. It comes in, it slips out, and you're always chasing the next drop. But once you hit that number, you stop seeing money as something to spend and start seeing it as something that can work. You start asking different questions. Not, what can I buy, but what can this money do? You notice investment opportunities you ignored before. You understand the difference between an expense and an asset. You start reading about interest, about compounding, about how people build real wealth over time. The money didn't teach you this. The discipline of saving it did. And that's the real value of the first $10,000. It's not the amount, it's the person you had to become to get there. Change number four. Your confidence changes how people treat you. This one surprises people, but it's real. When you have financial stability, even a small cushion, you carry yourself differently. You negotiate better. You say no more easily. You stop chasing people, jobs, or opportunities out of desperation. Think about the last time you needed something urgently. Maybe a job, a deal, or help from someone. Need makes you weak in negotiation. It makes you accept less than you deserve because you feel like you have no choice. But when you have a financial foundation, even just $10,000, that desperation fades. You walk into rooms differently. You speak differently. And people respond to that energy, whether they realize it or not. Change number five. It becomes the foundation for everything else. Here's the thing about $10,000. It's not a destination. It's a launch pad. Once you build that first amount, you understand the system. You know what it feels like to delay satisfaction. You know how to track where your money goes. You've proven to yourself that you have the discipline, and now that same discipline gets applied to the next level. The first $10,000 becomes $20,000 faster than you think, because the habits are already there. The mindset is already locked in. The hard part isn't saving the second $10,000. The hard part was always the first one, because the first one required you to change who you were, not just what you did. So how do you actually build it? I'm not going to give you a 47-step financial plan because you don't need complexity. You need clarity. Here's what actually works. First, track every single dollar for 30 days. Not to punish yourself, just to see the truth. Most people are shocked when they realize where their money is actually going. Awareness alone will change your behavior. Second, cut one unnecessary expense every week. Not everything at once, just one. A subscription you forgot about. A habit spend that adds up. One cut a week adds up to powerful savings over a month. Third, open a separate savings account and name it. Seriously, name it 10K Goal or Freedom Fund. Research shows that naming a savings goal makes you 42% less likely to touch it. Your brain treats it like a protected target, not just a number. Fourth, pay yourself first. Before any bill, before any expense, move a fixed amount, even 200 ringgit or 500 ringgit, into that account the moment your income arrives, not what's left over. First, always first, because what's left over is usually nothing. And fifth, be patient without being passive. The first $10,000 doesn't happen in a week, but it doesn't take forever either. Consistent action compresses time. Small deposits repeated every month with zero tolerance for quitting. That's the formula. Here's what I want you to understand before you close this video. Most people will spend their entire lives waiting for a financial miracle. A big break, a lucky investment, a massive salary jump. But transformation doesn't come from miracles. It comes from building, brick by brick, month by month, habit by habit. The first $10,000 isn't just money in an account. It's evidence. Evidence that you are someone who finishes what they start, someone who chooses the future over the moment, someone who builds instead of just survives. And once you have that evidence, nobody can take it from you. Because now you know something about yourself that most people never figure out. That you're capable of creating financial stability with your own hands, your own discipline, your own decisions. So start today, not tomorrow. Not when your salary increases. Today, open that account, name it, transfer the first amount, whatever you have right now, even if it's small, because the goal isn't the $10,000. The goal is the person you become on the way there. And one day you'll look at that number and realize, this is where everything changed.